A pattern is when something repeats, when something happens over and over and over again. And the rule is what happens over and over and over again. So what I have here is I have 0, 3, 6, 9, 12. You might not notice at first, but there is something that continues to happen over and over and over again. So to figure out what is happening over and over again, what we're going to do is we're going to put carets between our numbers, this little thing, and it's going to let me know what happens from this number to this number. So from 0 to 3, to get from 0 to get to 3, what I need to do is I need to add 3. So I'm showing that I added 3 to get from 0 to 3. So I go between my next two numbers, from 3 to 6. What happened to get from 3 to 6? Well, I'm going up, I'm getting bigger, and I got 3 bigger, so I added 3 there too. So we see that I added 3 to go from 0 to 3, and to go from 3 to 6, I added 3 as well. Now, if we look here, I'm going to put another caret in there and show what I did to go from 6 to 9. I added 3 again. And the same thing from 9 to 12. I added 3. So I see that every single time I'm adding 3 onto the number. So that is going to be my rule. The rule of my pattern is adding 3. So no matter what the number is in this pattern, I'm going to add 3 onto it to get to the next number. So to continue the pattern, I add 3 onto 12, and I end up with 15. I add 3 onto 15, and I end up with 18. I add 3 onto 18, and I end up with 21. Another example here is I have 0, 5, 10, 15, 20. Once again, a pattern is when something repeats over and over and over. And to figure out the rule of that pattern, I need to figure out what happens to each and every number. Now I see that my numbers are getting bigger. My numbers are getting larger. So that means that I either need to add, I'm either adding or I'm multiplying. So to go from 0 to 5, if I multiply anything by 0, it's going to equal 0, so I know it can't be multiplied, but it's going to be add something. So if I add 5 onto 0, I end up at 5. Go to the next one. I want to put my caret there and show what happened from the number 5 to get to the number 10. So once again, I'm going to add 5 onto that. Same thing here, from the 10 to the 15, I'm going to be adding 5. And from the 15 to the 20, I'm going to be adding 5. So I see that the same thing is happening over and over and over again. So this pattern has a rule. The rule of this pattern is add 5. So any number in this pattern, I will have to add 5 onto it to get to the next number. 20 plus 5 will be 25. 25 plus 5 will be 30. 30 plus 5 will be 35. And on to the next one. This pattern here, I have 2, 4, 8, 16, something, something. Now with this pattern, I notice once again my numbers are getting bigger, so it needs to either be addition or multiplication. But I want to be careful. So to go from 2 to 4, that is plus 2. But if I go over here to 4 to 8, that is no longer plus 2. Because if I add 2 onto 4, it's going to give me 6, not 8. So I see that my numbers are getting way bigger there. So I'm not adding anymore. I'm actually multiplying here. So 2 times 2 will give me 4. And then the same thing here, 4 times 2 will give me 8. And 8 times 2 will give me 16. So I see that my rule is multiplying by 2. I want to make sure that I put my carets up there so I can see, so I can make sure that the same thing is happening to each number. And once I see that the same thing is happening to each number, I know that's my rule, and I know that I can multiply any number in my pattern to get my next, multiply any number in my pattern by 2 to get my next number in the pattern. So 16 times 2 will be 32. And if I wanted to do that, I could just do 16 plus 16, because 16 times 2 is 2 groups of 16. And then 32 times 2 is 64. Also here, now I notice my pattern is getting smaller. So if my pattern is getting smaller, it's either going to be subtraction or division. And to go from 20 to get to 16, I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to subtract 4. Same thing here, from 16 to get down to 12, I'm going to be subtracting 4. To go from 12 to get to 8, I'm going to be subtracting 4. So my rule is to subtract 4. So I'll need to subtract 4 to every single number. 8 minus 4 is 4, and 4 minus 4, it puts me at 0. So this pattern, the rule of the pattern is subtract 4. So every single number I need to subtract 4 from it. So once again, a pattern is when something repeats. To figure out that pattern, make sure you put your carets in there, and your caret will show what happens from the one number to the next number. And if there's a rule in your pattern, that will be the same for every single one. And then to figure out your missing numbers, you just apply the rule to that pattern.